Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Clay Emo, Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Tuesday night, December the 5th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I was at the game tonight. I brought my boss, Brett, and we had a really good time catching up, eating a lot of food, drinking a lot of drinks, and witnessing a very, very entertaining game. Certainly not the result that we wanted, but got our money's worth. I would have thought it was even worth a bit more money if the Canucks indeed found out a way to win, or at least get that to extra time. You guys, if you saw my vlog earlier today, I said the best case scenario is that all three Hughes boys tally on the score sheet, when they did, and then the Canucks win. I would say, I even said in my vlog, I'll take a Canucks win in extra time, because I don't care how many points New Jersey gets. It doesn't affect us in the standings as long as we get 2 points. And at bare minimum, get 1 point. But alas, the Canucks get 0 points, and all was for naught. Yes, Harry, good observation. This is a new hoodie. I'll show it to you real quick. Yeah, I bought it on Black Friday, and then I picked it up today at the game. So it's looks like this. Looks like this. It's white. It's white. It's white. And then there's also I'm not sure if you can see that. There's also There's also Canucks logo on the back. As I drop my light, give me a sec. Yeah, so a new hoodie. Thank you for noticing. And Gerald, you're still at the sports bar. That's awesome. I'm glad that you are here. So this is what you can do to get involved, and then I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do the show tonight. So moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe space. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Richmond, Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, all three. But the fact that you are here with me right now, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. By the way, I really like this hoodie. I want to show it off to you, but it's very warm. So I think I'm going to take it off in a few minutes. I'll just turn up my fan in the meantime. So that's how you get involved in the show tonight. I told you that I always appreciate you, never take you for granted, right? And how come you guys can't see the poll options? Is it because on the phone you can't see them? That's weird. Regardless, you can subscribe so you can get active in the chat section and get my videos, notified my videos every single day. Like the video. There are 40 of you in here, which is cool. Like the fact that we're together. Don't have to like the fact that the Canucks won. Like the fact that the Canucks made a great comeback. So there are 40 of you in here. We should get those likes up to at least 15 or 20 or so. You can donate and get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership, which is the same as a $5 donation. You can also gift a membership. No, I just said that. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review as well. So what is what I'm going to do tonight? What I'm going to do tonight is, based on your excellent feedback, is instead of me going through all the goals, which I think is started with fitness, and many of you agreed, or a few of you agreed. Yeah, I don't have to recap the entire game because you guys either watched it or you've seen highlights or whatever, or maybe you did both. And if you haven't, then you can go watch the highlight package after this. What I'll talk about is I'll kind of do it how I used to do my post-game videos when I did them. What I liked, what I didn't like, and one other thing. And just before I get into that, and then, so I'll do that for the first 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll turn it over to you for the last 20 minutes. And then this is the night where I do have to cut it off at the 40 to 45 minute mark because I have to be at sitting in my church, my prayer chapel by midnight tonight. And yes, Ricky, I am. Yes, they didn't play to win. They played not to lose, and that's exactly correct. That's why they didn't get to extra time. I agree with you completely, Ricky. I'll talk about that in a second. So 44% of you are giving the Canucks a C tonight, 26% of you getting a B, 23% of you giving a D, and 5% of you are giving them an A. So I think that 5% of you is very generous, but we'll talk about it. Let me talk first, and then I'll throw it over to you for the second half of the show. What I liked Quinn Hughes. In a battle, in a much ballyhooed game, actually, all three Hughes boys did not disappoint. I think Jack had 3 points. I think Quinn had 2 points. And I think Luke had 1 point, if I'm getting that all correct. But I'm talking about the Canucks right now. I like Quinn Hughes' game, especially on the tying goal. He basically held off Timo Meier. He turned his back to him, held him off at the blue line. Then he got crossed with another Canuck player and 2 other Devils players, but escaped from that with the puck and was able to get it to the net, and Nils Honglander jammed it home with 3 minutes remaining. So I love Quinn Hughes' game. He was so impressive every time he touched the puck, and I especially like the way he controlled the play, especially on that final goal. 26 minutes, final Canucks goals, 26 minutes and 41 seconds of ice time. I like Nils Honglander, 1 goal +2 in only 15 minutes of ice time, but this is a guy who's hungry. He's basically doing everything that Hsmfangirl isn't. He's winning board battles. He's scoring timely goals. He is, I definitely see him starting in the top 6 this Thursday against the Minnesota Wild. I did like Nils Hoglander's game, and I like Sam Lafferty's game too. And basically, both Hoglander and Lafferty scored, and those are the guys that you're going to have in your top 6 now instead of Hsmfangirl and instead of Phil DiGiuseppe. So I like that. You know, it'll be easy to say I like Pettersson's game because he got 2 assists, but I didn't think he was that effective tonight. But I did like JT Miller's game. 1 goal, 2 assists, so 3 points, and always involved in the play. You know, he had 3 points, but he was a -1. So that tells you he was on the ice for at least 4 of the New Jersey goals, which isn't great actually. And I did think that Miller struggled a bit defensively, but I didn't mind his offensive game. And I did like the fact that the Canucks made that ferocious comeback by scoring 3 goals in the third period in the final. What was it? 3 goals in 9 minutes. They scored with 13 minutes left, with 6 minutes left, and then with 5.5 minutes left. So there were a few things that I liked today. Quinn Hughes, Nils Hoglander, Sam Lafferty, JT Miller, and their comeback in the third period. So those are some things that I liked, and make sure that you guys in the chat start typing out some of the things that you liked as well. What did I not like? Okay, there's a long list, but really the overall defensive play of the Canucks. Of course, when you think of defensive play, you think of all 3 actually. I didn't think Demko had the strongest game. His rebound control was pretty poor. The Canucks rebound clearing was very poor as well, but I did not think Demko had the best game. I certainly don't think the defensemen had the best game. Almost all 6 defensemen had bad plays, but actually it's funny, on that day where we were complaining about Juleson and stuff, I think he was the least noticeable. He was the least noticeable because on the blue line, thought Myers had a very bad game. His giveaway on the second goal when he was pressured by Toffoli, that was atrocious. I thought Zadorov had a very bad game, including some untimely giveaways, including that one right in front of his own net with less than 3 minutes left. Thought Ian Cole had a bad game. He had that one big hit, but the whole game-winning goal in for New Jersey, that sequence started with a horrible Ian Cole clear up the sideboards. I thought Hronek made a couple untimely pinches. Hughes was okay actually defensively, and I'm not just saying that. I really thought he was okay. And Noah Juleson, I actually can't pick out a time where he made a horrible error, and he actually had 6 hits. So Juleson had 6 hits, no penalty minutes, and only 11 minutes of ice time. So 6 hits in 11 minutes of ice time. That's pretty good. So I think individually, 4 of the 6 blue liners had rough moments. Then collectively, the blue line was really bad. They gave up so many 2-on-1s. And I get that New Jersey is a fast team. I get that some really skilled forwards, but the Canucks, you can't give that many odd man chances. And it started to burn them, especially burn them on the first New Jersey goal. And that wasn't even their first 2-on-1 of the game. So I did not like the Canucks overall defensive structure. And it goes to the forwards too. It goes to them not playing hard enough, not coming back, and just really poor coverage. Really poor coverage. I also didn't like Hsmfangirl's game. Now, I tweeted from the game that for the third period, the Canucks switched up the line. So it's funny. From the first period to the second period, the Canucks switched up all their D pairings. And then from the second period to the third period, the Canucks switched up all their forward pairings, forward groups. So then it basically became, it was Joshua replacing Mikheyev. So Joshua played with Lafferty and PD. Then it was Miller, Besser, and Hoglander. Then it was Mikheyev dropped down to the third line with Bluger and Garland. And that means Hsmfangirl went with Carlson and Oman, and they barely played. I think Hsmfangirl only had 3 shifts in the third period. So I didn't like Hsmfangirl's game. I thought he was kind of invisible. It's interesting. PD had the 2 assists, and I didn't think he was that bad. I know a lot of people were saying that PD was invisible, but I thought he was okay. He had 3 hits on the night, so he was getting involved physically. He had the 2 assists, like I said. So I didn't think, and I didn't see a lot of mistakes from PD, defensively. So I'm not going to put PD in the don't like category that I just put Andrei Hsmfangirl in. And Zadorov, I really want to like him. And I think we have to give him a bit of a grace period for getting used to his new team. But like I said, I didn't think that Hsmfangirl had, I don't think that Zadorov had a very, very strong game. So Zadorov and Myers, I've already seen enough. I don't think you put them together anymore. I really don't. And it was pretty tough. I thought Zadorov and Myers had a pretty tough go of it for sure. And it was Rick Tocchet. I don't know if you guys heard Rick Tocchet. He was very frustrated in his post-game press conference. He was asked about Rick Tocchet. Rick Tocchet was asked about Hsmfangirl, and he says, "Don't ask me about him. We came back." So then there's debate now. Is Rick Tocchet justified in saying that, or should he at least answer the question, because it's fair that media ask those type of questions, because Tocchet was the one who benched Hsmfangirl, if you follow the line of thinking there. He was also asked about, did you like any of the D pairings in the first period? He goes, nope. That's why we changed all of them. He didn't like the coverage on the first Jersey goal when the Canucks were in the offensive zone. He goes, I don't know why we have 3 guys in the corner. He hated the coverage on the last goal from New Jersey, the game winner, because it started with the bad Ian Cole giveaway, and then no one seemed to know who they were covering. I almost want to do a breakdown, but I don't want to do a negative one. But I just want to show how poor a lot of the Canucks decision making was tonight. So Rick Tocchet was upset. So one other thing I didn't like, for as much as I love the way the Canucks scored 3 goals in 8 minutes to get back to tie the game up in 5-5, and we were cheering. Everyone was feeling good at Rogers Arena. We think, we're gonna get at least 1 point, if not 2. So I hated the last 4 minutes of the game. It was brutal. I don't remember the Canucks. I think they iced it a few times. I don't remember the Canucks being in New Jersey's zone at all for the last little bit before New Jersey scored. And there were a couple giveaways. Demko had to make some big saves. And then the final goal was just a disaster. So as much as I liked the way the Canucks came back to tie it, I really didn't like what happened after. It's like they were complacent by tying the game up, getting it to 5-5. And then, exactly what Ricky said at the start of the stream. They weren't playing to win, which they should have. They had all the momentum. They had just pumped 3 behind Vanacek. You got to go play for the win at this point, not play to get to overtime, because look what happened. It did. They didn't even make it there. So that's kind of waste the entire effort of that third period. Hey, oh yeah, Carlton is here. So I there's a few people I saw tonight. Before I get to one other thing, so I saw Carlton at the game. Carlton, nice to see you. Yeah, nice to see you too. I sat in the same section as Amrit, so that was nice. Amrit, not sure if you're watching. Sat in the same section as Nuck said, Sarah Lowe. So it was nice to see Sarah at the game. Also, was sitting right next to Anissa, actually, if everyone knows Anissa from Twitter, sat right next to her because she bought the tickets from the guy who sits next to me. So overall, I saw quite a few. Oh, Edmund was there. There was someone else who was there too. Yeah, Edmund. I was at the game. I was at the game sitting in 319. I'm glad you were at the game too, Edmund. Not glad you saw a loss, but I'm glad that you were there. Kempner says he wishes he was at the game. And there are many others of you in here as well. So I'll do one other thing. Then I'm going to take off my hoodie because it's very warm, but I did want to show it off to you. and then we will, I'll do my Mitchell sponsor read, and then we'll get to the second half of the show. So one other thing, the Canucks started the season so well, and now they can't even string 2 wins together. Granted, they haven't strung 2 losses together. Remember, I made this point. Others have made this point. That's now 9 straight games where they've alternated. Loss, win, 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 loss. So if it follows the pattern, the Canucks should beat Minnesota tomorrow, and then it becomes win. There will be 10 straight games of loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So we got to break the streak somehow. I hope it's not 2 straight losses that breaks the streak. It's got to be 2 straight wins. But I don't want to keep saying good thing the Canucks built up that early lead in the season, but it is a good thing because now the Canucks are only 6 games over 500. Remember, they got to be about 12 games over 500. They got to be at 94 points to make the playoffs. So I'm not worried. They're still only 6 away from that, and they've already amassed those 6 games over 500 in only 7 weeks in the season. So I'm not worried at all. They have a lot of time to get to 12 games over 500. But what I don't like, the one other thing is after the hot start, they're truly a 500 team because they've alternated loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win for the past 9 games. So they can get back on the winning track, literally, this Thursday against Minnesota. But I want, if we think this team is good or better than previous iterations, and we think this team is going to do some damage in the playoffs, they got to make it there first by stringing together a few wins. And you look at the standings now, LA won tonight. So LA is truly in second place now with 33 points in 22 games. We have 33 points in 26 games. So we are tied with LA in points, and they've played 4 fewer games. So obviously they're in second place. Now, the other thing that we should watch as Canucks fans, I know it's early in the season, but as the season progresses, if we are truly worried about making the playoffs or having our eyes on the playoffs, we're lucky we're playing such a sucky division because Calgary, Seattle, Anaheim, Edmonton, and San Jose are all under 500. So third place is an automatic playoff berth. Fourth place, now you're fighting for a wild card spot. And we are 10 points up on Calgary. They have 1 game in hand. So even if they win their game in hand, Calgary will still be 8 points behind us in the standings. And 8 points is a lot to make up. So there's what I liked. There's what I didn't like. And there's one other thing. Give me 1 second here as I take off this really nice hoodie, but it's way too warm. I hope I don't rip it already. You can see how tight it is because I think I suffocated for about 5 seconds there as I was trying to take it off. Oh, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. We'll turn this fan back on. There we go. So, I'm more in my element. That's how I rarely wear hoodie. My office gets really warm because I close the doors and then I have the lights going. So whatever. You guys don't care about my comfort, or maybe you do. But now I feel much more comfortable. But I was able to show off that hoodie for you for a couple of minutes. Let me do a Mitchell sponsor read, and then I'll turn it over to all of you. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Vancity Experts. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. Check them out at ptforum.com. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of that fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. If you're looking for Canucks tickets, email me at canuckclay@gmail.com. Also, if don't forget the rest of my show schedule tomorrow and Thursday, both at 11. And I want to spend a couple minutes now talking about tomorrow night's show, and then I'll get to all of your comments. But before we do that, I want to remind you how you can get involved. Subscribe so you can get active in the chat section. Like the video. There are now 82 of you in here, which is awesome. That means we should get to at least 30 or 40 likes. So like the video. You can leave a donation. You can gift a membership like Carol just did. I'll get to that in a second. Upgrade your own membership. Buy your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Want to thank the awesome, legendary Carol Bovenlander for getting the donation train out of the station with a membership gift. So let's give Carol some love as she donates. Awesome. It goes to Kaya with a Y. So welcome to franchise membership, Kaya. Great to have you as a part of the Clay's Canucks commentary crew. So that is awesome. Thank you again, Carol, for your generosity. And Kaya, welcome to membership. Before I get to all of your questions and comments now about tonight's game or whatever, I do want to share with you big news. So tomorrow night, I'll be giving away a pair of tickets to Thursday's Canucks Minnesota Wild game, which, according to my calculations, the Canucks should win and get us back on this alternating loss-win track. So I'm giving away a pair of tickets tomorrow night on the stream. That's number one. Number two, tomorrow night, I'm also going to announce details of the next trip. Now, you guys know I went on that trip with Crazy P to Seattle a couple weeks ago, but we have already, Neil of UniglobeCarefree.ca, he has already got the next trip lined up, and it's going to blow the Seattle trip out of the water. So be here tomorrow night as I announce details of the next trip. But we're going to have to move fast, because if we're going to commit to the next trip, we have to make some decisions in the next week. So I'll explain all of that tomorrow night. So make sure you join me for tomorrow night's stream for those two reasons. Not only we'll talk Canucks, but we're going to give away a pair of tickets, and I'm going to share about this next trip. And Ricky, Ricky, I think you're going to want to be on this one for sure. But I can't say much more until we talk about it tomorrow. And you'll have to tune in tomorrow to see where the trip is, when it is, how much it's going to cost. And it's, I think some of you guys kind of might know where we're going, where we might want to go. And I think you're going to be blown away by the value. Friends, let's do 20 minutes. I will turn it over to all of you. And with we have enough time where we can do comments and questions. So let's hear how you're feeling. Zal, your son was in tears after the game. That makes me very sad. I had to explain to him why hockey is not fair. I hate this team so much sometimes. Yeah, it was. How old's your son? I hope you weren't the one crying, Zal, and it was indeed your son. And you're not lying just to cover. I'm kidding. I know you're not lying. We need to start a Myers chat. So talk here as a, like, you mean cheering for him, Sarah, or cheering against Myers? The trip is not to Victoria, but you'll find out tomorrow for sure. How would you structure the lines and pairings? I would do it how we ended off the game today. And maybe I would scratch. No, I wouldn't scratch Hsmfangirl. We need his offense, but I would do it how they ended off the game. PD with Garland and Lafferty, Miller. No, actually, I don't put. Sorry, not Garland. Joshua. I would put PD back with Mikheyev and Lafferty. So I go PD, Mikheyev, Lafferty. I go Miller, Besser, Hoglander. Then I would go Bluger, Joshua, Garland, and then a fourth line of Kuzmenko, Oman, and Carlson. I know that's not the best for Kuzmenko, but you got to send him a message. We've already benched him once. D pairings, I don't know. I'd get Friedman in there instead of Juleson, though, to change it up for sure. Lose 5 straight, huh? Jaskrin's disappointed. Hey, Harry. Your thoughts on Travis Green return to Rogers Arena? Yeah, I almost forgot about it until I heard about it before the game, and then I saw him. It was a short tribute video. No, it wasn't even a video. It was the second whistle. It was after a second icing, and it wasn't even a video. It was a camera shot on him. Welcome back, Travis Green, who was the 22nd head coach of the Vancouver Canucks or whatever. He did a quick wave, and that was it. That was it. 33 seconds away from 1 point at the very least. The comeback just to lose in the final minute. Painful, painful, painful. If you had to pick between a Quinn Hughes Orca or skate, but no number, what would you get? I get a Quinn Hughes Orca. I get a Quinn Hughes Orca, even though my Orca right now doesn't have any player on it because it was given to me. But yeah, I get a Quinn Hughes Orca. He'll be here for a while. Travis Green knew some of the weakness. Yeah, but that was 2 years ago as well. I don't think New Jersey won because Travis Green is one of their associate coaches. I hope Juleson gets sent down to Abbey. I had enough of him beating Friedman in the lineup. True. Whenever you go to the Canucks game, do you wear your hoodie underneath your jersey or wear your jersey? Oh, good question, because I talk to my boys about this all the time. Sean and Jake wear hoodies under their jersey. I just wear a t-shirt. I get too warm in the arena, actually. So this is exactly what I wore. I wore it. No, not this. I wore this and my jersey over. And then I do wear a jacket, though. And I take the jacket off. So I'd rather wear a jacket over my jersey and t-shirt than no jacket with a jersey and hoodie. I guess I could go jersey, hoodie, and jacket, but that seems like a lot of layers. So to answer your question, Harry, no, I just wear a t-shirt under my jersey. Jack Idavan, he's been trade rumors. And the 6 goals offside, I'd have to relook at that for sure. And I guess, but the Canucks thought that they would challenge it for sure because they have nothing to lose with 30 seconds left. Could we see Friedman play? I sure hope so. Hoping that Ethan Bear would have been signed. Yeah, not yet, Edmund. Hopefully soon. Anyone who defends Myers, he does some good things, Doug, when he's on his game. I know Tocchet really likes him. Zal says, my son is 8. Training for Canucks fans going along well. Very good. Very good. Correct. Green did not get a video. Oh, by the way, remember a couple of you were asking me, is this the first time it's been 3 brothers? No, I guess this is the 9th time. So it's happened a lot. Are the Hughes brothers the most talented brothers? Yeah, I would say so. From a pure talent level, we'll see how many cups they win between them all. But from a pure talent standpoint, and maybe there's recency bias as well. I don't think McKay will get scratched. I don't think he needs to. I think he's been okay. I would start DeSmith. It's a weaker team, and Demko's gone 5 straight. I think Myers has had worse games, actually. Yeah, the second New Jersey goal was brutal. Was brutal. Demko wasn't great. His rebound control was not good at all. Coach Rob, great question. I think if the Canucks did not score that late goal by Joshua, if it was 4-1 going in the second, I would have swapped DeSmith for DeSmith. But the fact that the Canucks scored that late one to make it 4-2, I think they thought they had a chance to win. And obviously they did. So I'm fine with the decision to keep Demko in. And if you know DeSmith's going to play on Thursday, I guess I was going to say, then don't put him in today. Let him wait until Thursday. But I guess DeSmith hasn't played in a while, so I would have been fine either way. But I truly think that second goal meant that Demko was staying in. Both Myers and Cole made bad board plays. Yeah, they were bad. Clay, the most impressive thing was the First Nations night presentation. Yeah, they did a really good job. They did a really good job. What does Tocchet see in Myers? He likes size. He likes grit. He likes battle. Should do a reset like what he did to Kuz. Kuzmenko and see if it affects. That's a good point. With rumors of Broberg wanting out, could you see us move Podkolzin for him? Yeah, I'm not sold on Broberg, to be honest with you. So, and I don't want to give up on Podkolzin yet, but I do got to watch more Broberg to admit it, to be honest. What's the steamer dog? It's just a hot dog, a plain hot dog, I think, but it's just named after Stan Smeel. That's why, fangirl. Prayers for Zadorov. He has to play with Myers. Well, maybe not for long. Debating between the 2 jerseys. Can't go wrong with either. I wish Lazar worked out better here, Harry. I really did. Right shot defenseman. Right shot fourth line center. I thought he would do better here. Tocchet likes Myers, but he's tough on Kuzmenko and Hogs. But let's be honest, you guys. If you bench Myers for the next game, are you willing to go with a decor of Hughes, Hronek, Cole, Zadorov, no Susie, and then both Friedman and Juleson? So you got to truly ask yourself, you're parking $6 million, and then it's going to be Friedman and Juleson. Did I say tragic screen? Travis. Showing back to their D partners instead of trying to chip up their boards with it. Yes. Yep. Horrible. Yeah, SMW, I'm not sure what the plan is for the goalies, but I think we should see DeSmith. Myers is indeed a chaos giraffe. The Flames are 0-2 since the Zadorov trade, and we're 1-1. Actually, technically, we're 1-2 because he got traded to us before that Vegas game, even though he didn't play. Was I surprised? No. Harry, I would have been surprised if you told me at the start of the third that the Canucks were going to tie it up. But after the Canucks scored their fourth goal, it felt like they had all the momentum. And that's why I was so shocked that their momentum completely stopped after they tied up the game. Mikheyev barely got ice time in the third. I thought I saw him out there with the third line. Yeah, but he was on the ice with the third line. Doug, I think the Canucks could be a tougher team to play against. That's fair. 350. You can join the stream tomorrow night, and I'll tell you and everyone at the exact same time. DeSmith would have got lit up. I don't know about that. Hoglander needs to play Miller and Brock. Trev, I believe we will see that. Why is the team being so quiet? Well, you'll notice, Ricky, the team has been quiet about all the injuries. Breezeball, we've hardly heard about it. Susie, we've hardly heard about it aside from the timeline. We didn't know much about Bluger when he got hurt. I'm just grateful we have Sam Lafferty right now. So I think that we don't hear a lot about injuries. We don't hear a lot about trade rumors. I think this regime has done a better job of keeping everything tight-lipped. Is Demko playing hurt? I don't know. Friedman, yes. Juleson, please God, no. Did they show Hughes' parents a lot on the screen? They didn't look excited when either of the sons scored. Well, I heard the interview where they were going to try and keep an even keel. But no, I actually did not see the Hughes parents on the screen. But I'm someone else at the game, maybe tell me if they saw them. I did not see them on the screen. If Bear signs here, but Myers doesn't get re-signed, what right-handed D would Vancouver target if Tanev is off the market? Good question, Fangirl. I can't give you a good answer. I don't know who's out there, who's going to be a free agent next year. Carlton, both you and your girlfriend scarfed down foot-long steamer dogs. They are good. Canucks had better defensive structure when they kept the same D pairings ever since they started swapping. Yeah, remember how good Hughes and Hronek were at the start of the year? Yeah. Freeman is decent, but no angel. We don't need him to be an angel, though. No, we're not. This team is not as good as the 2011 team. Our defense is not as good. Our goaltending's equivalent or almost as good. And our forwards, I think, aren't as consistent. Viper says that you think the trip will be a Cali one. Good guess. Good guess. Carol with another donation. Carol says, hi, Clay. How did you feel in the third period after they tied it up? I was sure hoping for a point. Yes, I thought we were going to win. Whether it was in regulation or overtime or shootout, Carol, I thought we had all the momentum, and that's why I was so shocked when they went into turtle mode and played not to lose as opposed to win. And thank you for the donation. Let's give Carol some love in the chat. Marcus says life is pain. DeSmith stats are better than Martin's. I sure hope so. What's wrong with Petey the Ghost? Yeah, that was interesting tonight because he did have his 2 points. I actually thought he was okay tonight. I really did. Not as good as against Calgary, but I thought he was okay. What do you think the Canucks lineup will be? Exact same, except I think DeSmith comes in and I think Jules Friedman comes in. Based on a small sample size this season, how much is Patterson worth next? Well, when he started the season, I was saying give him 100 million, 8 times 12.5. I'm coming off of that a little bit. Maybe he's closer to a 10.5 to $11 million player right now. Tonight's game looked like Bush League. What's going on with PD? Is he tanking on purpose so he can sign another team? I don't believe in that kind of stuff. Does anyone know team stores allow you to say you have a jersey with no number and get it stitched with a custom number? I don't know, Edmund. Too bad Lucas isn't in the chat tonight to answer that. I was freaking out when they had Myers and Juleson on the icing area. Yes, that is not the best combo. How many points will you think McDavid will get this season? I think he'll get 1.25 over the next 50. I think he'll wind up with 110. He'll still get to 110 somehow. Talkett said defense was loose out there, not a system. I agree with that, Rick. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, I lie, because I don't have enough time to do too many hooms tonight. Oh, I forgot about that one. Thank you. Even though we scored this 2 goals, Demko should have come out as he needs to rest. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Shannon, but if they know that DeSmith is playing on Thursday, then I think it was okay that you left Demko in there. Yeah, Marcus, Matt Irwin is not high on the radar, actually. He got sent back down. Talkett system isn't working. Is Hughes and Roenick like the 2011 pairing of Hsmfangirl and Bieksa? No, because they play a completely different style. They're more offensive. Hsmfangirl and Bieksa were more defensive, and they're a lot tougher than Hughes and Hronik. So no, I don't see many similarities aside from them being our best pairings. Best American in Canucks history. Well, it might be Quinn Hughes already. And then maybe JT Miller and Ryan Kessler. Who was effective tonight for the Canucks? Harry, I covered that already in the what I liked and what I didn't like. So Hoglander, Lafferty, as I said, JT Miller. I figured out where the trip is. We're going to the beautiful warm city of Winnipeg. That was a rushed Ricky, but that is a 10.8 times 5. Not bad. Happier if they never came back and just lost rather than get our hopes up. Oh, but Sira, it's amazing. Whether you're in the arena or watching TV, you got to be you were excited, right? Who's going to win the Art Ross? Kucherov is making a good point for himself, isn't he? Maybe it's Kucherov. Talkett system is working, just needs more time. Gritty style team. Will our PK be instantly fixed? Well, it'll be a lot better. That's for sure. It's not a coincidence that I got worse when those two guys got hurt. Doug, I think Edmonton has a better chance at catching us than Calgary. I really do. I would, because all it takes is for McDavid and Draisaitl to go on a bit of a heater, which they've started to do a little bit. Harry, if I had the choice and everything being equal, yes, I would pick Hughes over Petey. Petey is great, but Hughes, I think, is even a notch above. Yeah, Viper, you're not the only one who thought they could have pulled Demko. Need more consistency. That's fair. Do you like the nickname I gave Juleson, Juice and Fried Rice? Juice for Juleson, fried rice. It's okay. As someone who eats fried rice, I don't mind it. Yeah, Kessler, I think he did. That's what I said, right? As one of the top 3. If it's Winnipeg, you're going for sure. Your hometown. All right. Yeah, hip checks. It's I think it's harder to get because guys are such good skaters now. Fangirl, I think it's harder to get someone with a clean hip check. It's kind of lost art for sure. Haven't made my New Year's resolution, but I do know that I want to work very hard to get back into better shape after being out for 4 months. I know that's going to be one of them for sure. Zabuza says we're going to San Jose. I might do that for the last 2 minutes to just have you guys guess where the next trip is going to be. PD is just a power play specialist, so he doesn't deserve 7 figures. Susie is like OEL, but better offensively. Yes, Andrew, the Kings look great, and they've officially passed us for second. Sun Peak, nice. San Jose has a better chance of making wild card over Alberta teams. We shall see. Shannon thinks the trip is going to be in Vegas. Finding paid work. Good luck, David. Do you think Quinn Hughes will win the Norris? It's going to be between him and Makar. And I don't think it's about points, Harry. You got to have a decent amount of points, but it's going to come to defensive profile if him and Makar have the same number of points, close to it, whether it's 70, 75, 80, 85, whatever it is. David Booth, best American player. Will I get PTSD the next time I swing a bat? I'm gonna be tentative for sure. I don't. It's a mental hurdle I have to get over. But do I really need to play softball anymore? I don't know. You're going to the Wild game. Awesome, Sarah. Hughes, Hronek, Cole, Susie, Myers, Zadora versus BX, Edler, Hamuse, Edler, Ballard, Sala. Which decor is better? I'll take the 2011 one. Even though Hughes is so good, I think the 2011 one, because I know Ballard was a bit weaker, but I think on a whole, those players are a tiny bit better than these. Good question. Next trip is LA. The road trip is California. Just need a ukulele, lift small. Oh, bunt the ball. Talk said we gave them the 4 goals. He won't take it away from them, but we still gave him the goals. I heard him say that. Friends, I'm going to wrap up. So for the last, you got a minute now, and then I'm going to wrap up. Tell me, where is the next road trip going to go to? I've heard California, Winnipeg, and Vegas. I will highlight for your next minute and 15 seconds exactly where are the next games going to be. Viper, 350. Yeah, I do watch NBA more when the Grizzlies are here, and I do watch NFL and CFL. Here we go. 1 minute exactly, starting now. Fangirl says we're going to Vegas. Viper says California. Yes, I've been to Vegas many times, Harry. Don't have time to give recommendations. We'll have to talk to you before your trip. Coach Rob says Vegas. Sarah says New York. Eli says Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Ellie Women's Group says St. Louis. Hey, long time no see. Jay says Vegas. Zabuza says Toronto. 350 says Toronto. Sarah says Toronto. Shannon says Vegas. Billy says Vegas. Zal says the Berry Farm. Ricky says Vegas. Harry says Winnipeg. 350 says Orlando. Okay. 15 more seconds, and then I got to wrap up. 15 more seconds. CV says Disneyland. My family does love Disneyland. Look up Disneyland Surprise, Canuck Clay, and you'll like that video. And lastly, Abbotsford to see the baby Canucks. Friends, I do got to wrap up. This is the night where I have a hard stop. I got to get to my church, and I got to get going in the next 7 minutes or so. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Moderators, thank you for doing what you needed to do. I think we had a pretty safe stream tonight. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you for your support as always. Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as well. To everyone who watched the video, thank you. Who subscribed, who liked, appreciate you. And to Carol for gifting a membership that went to Kaya, and for the donation. Thank you, Carol, for your generosity as always. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. And to all of you, don't forget, tomorrow night at 11 p.m., join me for my live stream. No game, no Canucks game, but we will do a ticket giveaway for the Canucks versus the Wild. And I will announce details of the next road trip, the next Canucks away trip. It is going to be so good. So join me tomorrow night for my stream. So what we'll do a big Canucks talk. I'll announce the trip, and then we will do the ticket giveaway, or we'll do the ticket giveaway, launch it while I talk about the trip. We will figure it out, but make sure that you get to my stream tomorrow night. Oh, that's good, Zabuza. I'm going right now for my usual midnight. No, I'm not going to tell you tonight. I'm telling you guys tomorrow night. We've got to build some suspense, LA Women's Hoops. So as always, on your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, become a member, upgrade your membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And earlier today, I told my lovely wife, Gail, that I was building a model of Mount Everest. So then she asked me, is it to scale? And I said, no, hon, only to look at. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.